Well, welcome back to another episode of Midwest Whitetail. We appreciate you taking the time to join us on this holiday. Happy Labor Day to everybody, and I hope you've had a fantastic weekend. We have an exciting show ahead for you. We're going to be jumping to Southern Iowa with Lee Abraham and Caleb Greiner, and they're giving us a big update in the form of GQ Jr. So stick around for that, but before we get to the episode, a couple of things I wanted to cover. As I've said the last few weeks, Chasing November Season 8 is fully available now for viewing. Episodes 1 through 20 can be found on Realtree 365, Waypoint TV, Carbon TV, and YouTube. And in the spirit of talking about shows, wanted to bring to your attention that our regional shows will be kicking off their first episodes this coming week. If you've never had the chance to check out those series, please take the time to do so. You can find those by typing in Midwest Whitetail Regional. We've got an amazing team of guys that go to the field every season, put together some really awesome stories. Daily channel is also going to be firing off, and you can find that by typing in Midwest Whitetail Daily here on YouTube. And overall, as I've said, it's an exciting time frame. We're here in early September. Seasons are kicking off all over the country. Guys are having bucks show up. Selfishly, I finally have some big deer showing up, and very excited for opening day to get here. But in the meantime, let's hop to the show right now and join Lee and see what he's been up to in his final preparations to hunt this GQ Junior buck.
Hey guys, September the 1st. Me and Shay are gonna try to make a little quick peek over this ridge. And check this out, outfield. Caleb saw a GQ Junior last night here right before dark. I got in here late this afternoon after work for the 3-day weekend, and we're gonna try to get some work done. But in the meantime, let's try to get our eyes on this deer real quick. It's deer we call split brow. We'll take this one out, Mr. Wayne.
The one right there by Patrick looks like it needs to come down.
Be nice, man. This spot's so sweet. Like that turkey foot there? Look at that mass, it's so cool. I still can't get over this, the mass, and how proud I am of Ray for making a quality, ethical shot, and being confident with his weapon, being safety conscious with it. He's also a deer that we were really trying to target because of, we have a really big deer on this farm, a 4-year-old, we call it GQ Junior. And with this deer being out of the way, as he was really controlling this range, it's gonna open up a lot of opportunity for GQ Junior to spread his wings and become the dominant buck, and allow us to play a role for him to target him next year. Hi guys, it's the morning of September the 2nd. What I'm doing here this morning is, this is one of my favorite spots on the farm. It's a little bottom 4-acre plot of corn. We got some green on the south end of it, but as far as for late season, this is the best spot to take my family members. I have guests every year that come. I've got 4 kids, so we're gonna upgrade this blind this year to a 6x7 redneck and really give the extra space and there's that comfort for those late season hunts. Y'all saw my son Rafe and Caleb kill turkey feeder last year, late season. This year we have Summer 10, we have Gray Face, and then even GQ Junior frequents this plot during the rut sometimes. But As far as update on GQ Junior, like I said, Caleb spotted him, I guess it was 2 nights ago, in an alfalfa field with a couple of younger bachelor group bucks. He's been off camera since August the 4th, and he was about a quarter mile south of here. And it kind of gets me a little nervous when he disappears for that long, but I've had it happen in the past with these corn years. They get in these corn and they'll just live there in that corner on the edge of it until it comes out, or till that they've shed that velvet, and they'll start coming back in and making scrapes. And this coming week, and maybe this weekend, we'll transition some of those cameras to the scrapes, as you've heard Owen mention on his blog and everybody else. They lose that hard horn, they lose that velvet, and they start their habits kind of change. They'll lose that red summer coat, turns to brown, and with that transition, so does their movement. So it's fun to see on the cameras on the farm, and kind of adjust accordingly, and really kind of get what bucks are going to stay there on that farm for the fall and get that fall range. So we got some help this weekend. I got my brother-in-law Patrick. He's a guest this year on the farm. He's going to be hopefully filling his bow tag the first week of November if everything falls into place. I got my boys with me. They're somewhere around here playing in the corn. We'll go from there, bring it to you. So thanks, guys. Guys, it's September the 2nd, the evening. We snuck into this GQ plot about an hour before dark, 7 o'clock. It's a little stifling. You see, it's a sweaty walk in, but I'm going to try to get eyes on a few mature bucks if we can, or even just some does. Just get out and enjoy the last hour of daylight, and got a beautiful sunset to our west. This alfalfa's about, I would say, maybe 2.5 weeks. Been cut and haze baled, and it's really tender. You see a deer?
Yeah, they're at the very end of the plot.
Some yellow yearling. See if you can see it. Good eyes, buddy.
That's Magna. That's Bonus.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw him.
The better for you. Alright, so just...
Yeah, he is a terrible telling that yearling. Yeah.
Over here we have some turnips that were planted in 1st of August, but the deer have just annihilated them. So I'm going to come in here tomorrow and drill some wheat and some cereal rye. So I really want to get an eye on these deer and see how they move through this alfalfa. Back in July, I did a segment on some radishes just to the north of me here. I talked about a tree I'm trying to position to get these deer coming out of the bedding in this alfalfa. This movement can help me tailor to where we'll be within bow range, maybe the natural movement. So anyway, we're going to sit here for about an hour. It should be fun. We got 3 deer on the plot, and I'm going to get quiet and sit still and
Turn back around.
enjoy our evening. There's the head picked up right there. He just picked his head up, put it back down. He's the biggest deer we've seen tonight.
Oh, there's a giant deer over there. I was looking way over there.
Oh, no, yeah. Did you stop? Get a ladder. Let's get these big. All right, right here, Patrick. Is this branch and that one there? Okay. Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure what it's going to look like in the fall. I'm sure it's going to be barren. So over my left shoulder, if you go down this beam, make a left, that's that fence gap we talked about several times. That's where me and Josh filmed several good bucks in 2020 when I was hunting GQ. And it's just a real good camera spot for these deer to pass through and get some good camera footage. It's hard to hunt because of the access. It's just at the center of the farm. If you get there in the morning, it's not too bad before these deer get back to bed. But basically just a big thermal cover. You got north and south slopes, you got ponds in here. This is the first year we had this plot, and I was really impressed with the beans being on these knobs, because they can be very acidic and not do very well with the first year. But we got some bulbs up here coming up. This is a GQ Junior location. He doesn't frequent here as much as he does a little further south, but when he was 3, he was here more often than he was when he was 4 last year. So we'll see his habits change, and anyways, it's just cool to feel good about a set, and it's cool to have just a great wind. The access is incredible here. I'm gonna do a little bit more trimming, a little more adjustments, tweaking, get these things, get the chairs in here. I'm okay here, and the good thing is I can be okay here too. If I do more angle, then I'll lose that, you know? Because they're not gonna do that scrape 100% of the time. I think we'll leave it here. I mentioned this is it's a failed plot for a couple reasons. It was some early season turnips, and they came out really well. And then a lot of heavy deer pressure on here. Several, every night these deer come out here, and just a lot of pressure on this plot. But we're going to try to rescue it with some of this Rut Greens Monster Bucks mix, and just again some turnips, some kale, and probably too late to get that nice bulb come more Thanksgiving time, late season, but we'll still get that nice top green, really tender stuff for them to come in October, November, and just a green source. We have this alfalfa, and it's good now. It'll start to be a little less palatable with that first frost, but we want these deer again. How can we kill them? So we observed last night up in here, these deer are still coming out of bedding, coming through this transition, and either a 25, 30 yard shot with the redneck, or that white oak over there has a double set in there. So get on this Great Plains and get after it. We're almost finished with this south farm, and I want to get out of here and, like I say, a few more little small details to finish the year up. But I got this big white oak behind me that we got pictures of this deer junior as a 4-year-old as soon as those acres started dropping in October. So we got a set in it a few weeks ago, and we're down here by this cutty back and this little vine scrape. It's a natural fun, probably an old cow trail, but we're not only maybe 300 yards, 200 yards just south of where we just were. Planning that recovery plot. I watched Josh's vlog just the other day, and he found a buck dead from EHD, and it's always on the back of my mind. I mean, in 2018, I got crushed on this farm and lost a lot of deer. So it's always, pins and needles, and just to try to get them through this dry spell, and it's been awful. But we haven't found any dead deer on the farm yet. This deer was missing since August the 4th. We're going on 25, 30 plus days now. We haven't seen him on camera. However, Caleb was my neighbor, so Caleb got him on. He saw him on the hoof driving the truck down the road the other day, so he says it's him. We'll see if Caleb's right, but I shouldn't have trusted Caleb's eyes. So I think he's doing well. He looked healthy at the time. He was still carrying his fuzz. He was with some other smaller bucks that were hard-horned at the time. That being said, we're always running cameras. We're always trying to get this, cast this wide net. And I have a farm, hunted big O last year on this farm, and I talked about this Chuck Norris deer. And I thought it was 5 last year. Was the first year I was on that farm. It's a big ag farm, very little cover. This year it's corn, and we got that deer back on camera sparingly over the past month on one camera, and he's turned into just a tremendous animal. He's got just a ton of base points, lots of character, and I thought it was mature last year. So he's 6, 7 this year, and something I would definitely put my tag around and be tickled with. So that's an option. These are my top 2 priorities as far as targets go, but this is obviously this deer with this frame, and just my history with this buck and being on my home farm means a lot to me, and it's all fun. It's all about the chase, and sharing with with Shay and with Caleb, my boys being here this weekend. Got some guests coming in, but a lot of work, a lot of time and effort, and a lot of ticks.
Well, it's always fun spending time with Lee and his family. I'm really hopeful that that GQ Junior buck shows back up, but you know, we've got a couple guys on the teams that have already done some hunting this year. You know, Andy and David, they're hunting down in Tennessee for that velvet season. Didn't have any luck, had a couple really good encounters. And then I saw just last night, I watched Mike's blog. Bella's out hunting with Mike in Kansas. They're doing youth season, super harsh conditions. I heard it was really, really hot. So they're just posted up over a water hole, and hopefully in the next few days we hear back from them. Hopefully they have some success, but really there's a lot of good bucks starting to show up for the team right now. And Josh just got a stud drop tine on camera. Drake and Justin, they got a couple deer that they have history with showing back up. And Mr. Owen Riegler, he's got a secret for us on the next couple upcoming shows. We're gonna do that hit list segment here very shortly, and the next week or two, I wanna say, is what Josh was saying. And that's one of my favorite off-season shows. Just seeing everybody's top deer for the season, and super excited for the next couple weeks. Season's right around the corner here in Iowa. Youth season's second week, so I think we got next weekend. My mask's probably off, not sure. But as always, you guys, thanks for watching this show, and I hope to see you back on the next one.